Hello, students. I'm your tutor, Sarah Adebola, and you're welcome to another episode of Natural Skincare Formulations. Now, let's talk more about anhydrous formulations. Even though you're joining as a person who has a little idea about skincare formulation, I'm still going to have to lecture all of you as beginners so that we'll start from the scratch till we get to that point where we know, okay, yes, maybe you've known this before, but you're refreshing your memory, or you've not even learned it before, so you're learning it from the scratch so that you'll be able to know what you're doing more. So let's start from anhydrous formulations. Anhydrous formulations refer to formulations that are free from water. Like I mentioned in the last video, anhydrous formulations, they make use of ingredients that are oil soluble, ingredients that are lipophilic. Now, we have two classes of ingredients. I think I mentioned that earlier, where we have the hydrophilic and the lipophilic, the water loving and the oil loving. Now, for anhydrous formulations, all we have to do is use ingredients that don't like water, that are hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means, we all know what phobia means, and we know that hydrophobic means they're allergic to water. So we use ingredients that are oil loving instead. We use botanical ingredients that dissolve in oil, and we use nourishing oils and butters to create wonderful formulations. And when we create these formulations, we have diminished the need for preservatives, because like I mentioned in the other video, it is when a formulation contains water that you start thinking, oh, this formulation will develop yeast, it will develop this, it will develop rancidity, and it will grow rancid over a period of time, it will develop mold or yeast or bacteria. So we have to use a broad spectrum preservative to make sure that formulation does not go rancid, does not develop some type of yeast or bacteria. And we also use chelators to make sure that they don't oxidize over time. Anhydrous formulations are just products that contain only oil-soluble ingredients, which are the ingredients that mix with oil to form a uniform-looking product. Now, these include oils, they include herbs that have been infused in oils, they include butters, they include esters. There's something we call esters. Esters, and they are soluble in water and they are also soluble in oil. That's the funniest thing about esters, and they are really good for the skin. Esters are fatty acids that are formed when an organic acid is combined with alcohol or glycerin. They are very natural and they come with a lot of benefits. They enhance the feel and performance of the other product, and they help to smoothen the skin's texture, and they act as protection. They can also be great surfactants, and they can be used as surfactants sometimes. Esters are basically skin emollients and conditioning agents, and they help to just improve the feel of the product and all that. Now, there's a difference between emollient and humectant. Humectants help to draw moisture from the air into the skin. They help to retain it, but they don't retain it as much as emollients do. Emollients, their main job, they don't necessarily draw moisture, but they lock it in completely. You understand? Esters can be soluble in oils, they can be soluble in water. Like I said, they can be used as surfactants, and we all know surfactants have molecules. Like I mentioned in the other video, surfactants have molecules that are water loving and molecules that are oil loving. So in skincare, it is best for every beginner to begin with anhydrous formulations because they are much easier to formulate. They don't consume time. They don't require a preservative, because using a preservative can be complicating, and having to check the kind of pH that the product is going to be stable in, that the preservative is going to work in, selecting preservatives and all that. You don't have to worry about that. So starting with anhydrous formulations will help every beginner to understand the basics of skincare formulation. And in your subsequent lessons, we're going to begin to formulate anhydrous formulations, which include things like glow oil, body butters, lip balms, and macerated oils. And they are also available in your ebook, so you can just look through some of these formulas. And in your class, we'll also give you even new and different formulas in your one-on-one class, and there are going to be different formulas as well in your online class, just for you to have a wide range of formulas and just know how to play around with your ingredients. That will be all for today's lesson, and there's no homework today, so just go ahead and read your ebooks in anticipation of your next class. See you then.